Hello, everybody. Welcome to Norway. Welcome to Flum. Welcome to Ege Brewpub. My name is Chris, and I'm about to record the presentation that I will send to you later on, and you will evaluate it and then give me some feedback on it, on my skills as a presenter. And I thought to come up with an ad hoc presentation, something spontaneous. But then I also realized that it probably wouldn't be totally fair. Why not? Well, because I do presentations basically every day. Well, we are at Ege Brewpub, as I said. That's my workplace. I've been running this place for soon 11 years. And basically every day I have a group of people who come here and I try to teach them how to taste beer like profs. So I thought I'm going to use this as a base for you to evaluate and judge me and my skills as a presenter. Well, I will see how it's going to go. So hereby I would like to welcome you at Ege Brewpub. Like I said, my name is Chris. I'm the guy who is running this place, and I would like to teach you tonight how to taste beer like professionals. But before we're going to do that, I want to ask you about something that's the same question that I always ask at the beginning of every presentation, namely Egir, the name of this place. Does it ring any bell? Do you have any ideas where it may come from? Well, you don't. I understand. That's the most popular answer, silence. From time to time we happen to have some participants who suspect that it's probably a name from Norse mythology, which is very correct. And it even happens that we have some of the participants who know who Egir was, they read something about it, he was described in mythology, in Norse mythology, as a giant master of all the sea creatures, so we could call him God of the Sea. And he was also depicted in mythology as a party maker, which simply means that he used to throw a huge party every winter, invited, of course, Odin, Thor, all those most prominent gods, and then he served homemade food during those parties to them, and what is important for us, also home-brewed beer. And according to Odin, and as you may know, Odin was the wisest among all the gods, the most respected. So according to Odin, the beer brewed by Egir was the best in the world. Well, it's a beautiful myth that was an inspiration for us, or to be more precise, the couple that started the pub. And in this case, I'm talking about Norwegian-American couple. The name of the lady is Aud Melos. She's from a place called Leikanger, so it's not so far away from Flum, where we are. And Evan Lewis is the American guy who comes from upstate New York, but both met in California in a very symbolic place for the whole story, because it was also a brewpub. And it was allegedly love at first sight. Anyhow, we can fast forward really quickly to 2004 when they came here to Flum, took over a restaurant and a cafeteria. There are two buildings next to us under the same roof. After the first season, they understood that moving from sunny California to not very sunny Norway, not very sunny Flum, was actually a very good decision. Why? Well, because Flum is one of Norway's most popular tourist destinations, and we get a lot of tourists, we get a lot of visitors here, especially during the summertime. They come both with cruise boats, with the train, with cars and buses, there is a lot of going on here during the summertime, and it turned out that the fact that we are so popular was very beneficial for the business that they took over. In 2007, this place was open, and it was all due to the fact that Evan, when he arrived to Flum, when he arrived to Norway, he got simply a little bit disappointed with the selection of beers that were available at that time. And for somebody who spent a big part of his life in the USA, in California especially, where he had access to a lot of exciting craft beers, that was something really difficult to accept. So he thought it would be a good idea to start his own brewpub here in Flum and simply give people, Norwegians, a choice. because, well, we all deserve choice. And we started with 5 different beers at the very beginning. We have them here on tap. Well, today, after soon 16 years since the opening, we have about 30, 40 different beers available. So both craft beers and canned and bottled. So I can say that the goal of Evan, to give people a choice, to give people a selection, has been pretty well accomplished within those soon 16 years. We also understood during that time that we want to share a very important concept, important for us, with anybody who comes here to Flam, likes craft beers, likes good food, and that is the concept of, well, pairing beer with food, with different dishes. Why did we start with all that? Because we believe that not enough people understand that beer and food can be paired very nicely. Well, you can think about majority of us, when we go out to have a nice fancy dinner, we usually order something else than beer to the main course. What is it? Well, most of the time it's wine. But we cannot argue with the fact that wine and food can be paired nicely, because, well, they can. We think, however, that beer and food can be paired just as well, and sometimes even better. Well, I'd love to be able to prove it to you, but, well, to be able to test it, you would need to come here to Flam and test our beers and our food. On our menu, there is something which, well, is basically our signature dish. It's called Viking Plank, and it looks like, well, a long plate with smaller, I would say, like tapas portions, and 5 corresponding beers. Everything is paired with each other, so more than welcome to come here and try it. We also understood within those 15 years, or let me say it in a different way. I understood that the necessity of this daily tasting, during which I teach you to try beers, taste beers as professionals. I understood that it's actually a very, very good idea, because a lot of customers have been asking me during those soon 11 years of my work here, Chris, is there a way, is there a technique to taste beers so we can get the best out of the beers, flavor-wise, taste-wise? And indeed, there is a technique which is designed by beer sommeliers. Of course, it's modified a little bit for our needs, that I will try to teach you very, very soon. And hopefully, well, you will find it useful, and you will be able to implement it in your life in the future. But before, I'm going to hand you in a taster with 3 different beers. I want to tell you a little bit about the brewing process and a little bit about the ingredients, because I'm pretty sure that it will help you to understand better aromas, flavors, and tastes in beer. So I'm going to go now to the brew house. We're going to enter the brew house, and then I'll be able to explain it to you in detail.